Are we good?
Yeah.
Ready? I'm gonna do an E.
Oh yeah.
Ready? It's gonna be sad. Sad chord. Well, not very sad.
Was not sad.
That was not sad at all.
That was a D.
That was a B,
pretty
as
happy.
in Valentine.
What?
Hello.
That was a D.
D as in dog.
Yes, you just did a D.
As in dog. Hey guys, it's me, Kevin, and Steven from the Movies and Stuff channel. Unfortunately, yes. We've kind of died. At least the channel
Luckily.
has. At least the channel has died a little bit, and we may try to revive it. We don't know yet. This is more of a update type of thing. Also, we just kind of wanted to talk.
There's no reason for me to have these headphones. And I'm
Yeah,
not
we're-
monitoring anything. I forgot about.
We're
that.
just.
If you just heard that nice little clink on the floor, that was my headphones hitting the microphone base.
You may want to talk a little closer to the mic because you're
All right,
yeah.
yeah.
You're not
Okay.
making too much noise. But I just wanted to we just kind of want to update you on I don't know the status of the channel, which is very easy to know that it's dead. But we also
Luckily.
I just dropped my phone.
Nice.
But we also want to kind of just wanted to talk. You know, I felt like doing a podcast today, so that's what we're going to do. And we both have 2 guitars. He's obviously way better than I am. I know
What are you
about
talking about?
I know about 3 chords that like I can play relatively quickly, but that's about it. But we don't know what we're gonna be talking about. But I'm glad you were listening. If that was all you wanted to hear, you can leave.
Yeah.
We're not keeping you here. But yeah, so we didn't have anything set up, did we?
No.
Which is good, because I don't want to have this to be too formal. But yeah, what's today's date? So I'm forced to edit this relatively soon. So
Today is the 16th.
the 16th of July. You know, July, a good month, right after June. Yeah. I guess we're just be talking about happenings, little annoyances or something. Well, talking about little annoyances. I got a phone the last few days. Probably like a week now, a week or 2 ago, which I haven't been able to act. Oh, a week ago. A solid week ago.
You just got your number today, right?
I got my number today. I've got a Moto G5 Plus, which you know, there's very many positives to it. I dropped iPhone. I dropped Apple more like relatively hard because my phone just stopped working, and I was like, you know what? I don't need that in my life. I'm going to switch to the dark side for a little bit and see how that rolls, how that works. I like the music in the background, but I got it, and it was a really good phone. Other than this two things. Let me start off with the main problem, which is the front-facing camera on this phone. How can I describe it within, like, you know, just like really let them visualize how bad it is, other than putting like a screenshot of a selfie I put on there? I may do that. I think that'd be funny, but
God.
I'm not. Kev Editor, don't do that. It is resemblance of dog trash, like it's really dog
trash?
dog trash.
What do you mean dog trash?
But
what
what
are
I-
you trying to imply? Shit? Or are you just saying
I'm
do dogs
implying
make trash?
I'm talking
Do
about
they have trash cans?
the trash can of a dog. It's really like not good, and I can only describe it as way too sharp and way too gray, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all, and I've kind of made a rule for myself while I have this phone. I'm not gonna take any selfies, which is, you know, sucks when you're trying to Snapchat people, because, you know, you don't want to be taking. I've resorted to using the back camera and clicking it, you know, taking a selfie with the back camera, but you don't know what your face looks like. So I always reveal it to myself, and I'm really disappointed. Like, I have no idea what I'm going into while I take that photo.
That's
The
good.
second problem is the back-facing camera. The back-facing camera, however, it does say, and this is a little bit annoying. I think you can relate. Your phone, which is a G4 Plus, says it has a 16 megapixel camera.
Oh yeah, that's partially a lie, but it's not like Okay, this is the deal, which I figured out myself after a while.
You should get
And
yeah, speaking into the mic.
okay, well, this is the deal, which I figured out myself after a while, and is that alright, there's a settings thing if you swipe to the right on the camera, right? So if you do a 16:9 photo, it is the megapixels are less than if you were to do a 4:3 picture. So the 4:3 picture is the one that is on my phone 16 megapixels, and I think it's like 11.9 if I do it in wait, did I say that right?
11.9?
No, I mean, did I say the 16:9?
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like
Well,
widescreen.
No, well, whatever, if I made a mistake, what I meant to say is the 4:3 will give me 16 megapixels, the 16:9 will give me like 11.9 megapixels, some shit like that.
And like when I was shopping for a phone, Steven convinced me nicely of like, oh, you know, I should get an Android, and like overall it was a good choice.
Apple is, they're pricks.
Apple, man, Steve Jobs,
Planned obsolescence.
which is, I was talking to the Sprint guy, you know, when he was changing my phone, and like my parents don't know much about phones, and like my dad prides himself of being on the internet before anyone else was. He's like, in 1994 I had my own website, which I guess was a big deal then.
Yeah.
But he was like, and I can't do a German accent, so I'm not going to. Or I mean an Austrian accent, you know what I mean. He asked the guy, he was like, why do these phones break after 2 years? And the guy, our guy who was helping us started laughing really hard. He's like, so you can get a new phone. And I was like, amen.
He's honest, man.
He's honest, and it was
straight up.
And
I saw this thing yesterday. I forget how I came across it, but it was just like Apple charges. It was this video, but the Apple charges like ridiculous amounts to repair older phones. Not because it really actually is more difficult. It's actually easier, generally speaking. But not because the parts are more expensive. Just it's like, it makes no sense to repair this, so you might as well get a new phone. It's too expensive.
Yeah, and I guess it's a genius model,
but I fucking hate it.
Well, again, getting back to the point of him having a 16 megapixel phone while on 4x3, I mean, I got a 12 megapixel phone,
which is his phone it's Motorola. It's the next generation of the phone I have, but it's less.
It's a worse phone, and you know, like usually when you create a new phone, you're like, all right, it's gonna have better specs just in general, like, oh, you're gonna have more whatever, blah, blah, blah. I have 9 megapixels while in widescreen or 16:9, and it looks also less dog trash, but it's still bad, and it's kind of sad. But other than that, man, the turbocharging on Android devices,
that's a blessing, man.
How do they do that? Like on my other phone, my phone would turn off at 83% consistently. My iPhone, like it's been it was like a 3-month thing of it not working. So it would turn off like way before it should. So I would probably have, on occasion, if I don't use the phone, I have about maybe 3 hours if it's turned off and on airplane mode of it not turning off. But while using it, maybe 10 minutes. So when I get turbocharging, which is a blessing, if I charge my phone for 15 minutes, I have 6 hours of battery. It gets.
Something like that. I mean, I know it's all relative. It's all an approximation, and I think it's a little overblown, definitely, than what it actually is. But of course, yeah, it's like the charger itself is what I like a lot. That it actually it charges really much faster.
Like I'm gonna check my phone. It's currently at 49%. For 49%, and I'll round it up 48%, and I'm say 50. We'll round it to 50. I have 6 hours of battery left, which, if I turn on battery saver, it could probably get to 10, and that's amazing to me, because like my phone notoriously for a few months was just like I couldn't use it. I had to bring a backup charger with me as its like onboard battery. It was just not good. But yeah, positive. I'm happy about it. Also iMessage, which is kind of Apple's way too smart by doing that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really miss. That and like non-shitty emojis. But
Oh.
like I've gotten over the emojis. I've had the phone for a while now. But yeah, the only thing I at all miss would be iMessage. Everything else is like, fuck you, Apple.
But other than that, it's been
You want to
it's
sponsor our video, Apple?
Apple. If you want to sponsor this podcast, like Audible did, no. I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it. Also, I'm glad I just have a phone that works. I think having that stress off me, I was like in my brain when I was driving here with my parents was like, oh, dude, I need to bring my charger. Then I was like, Steven has a charger. Also, my battery's gonna last till I leave, even if I use it fully, like the whole time.
Yeah.
And like when you hang out with friends, you barely like at least I don't use my phone that often. Like it's usually in my pocket, like just on off, just there for calls and stuff. And I think this actually brings up an important topic I've noticed, and maybe it's because like I have a biased point of view, but you can question me on this. When I'm driving, you know, I don't know if that was fireworks or gunshots.
I don't know. Who cares?
Who cares? Whatever.
Oh, that reminds me. Steve 1989 shot off a almost 50-year-old flare in his backyard. That was cool.
Thank you, Steve.
He used the flare pen.
A flare pen?
It was high tech back then.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know if you noticed this, but the people who I see
Shout out to
texting,
Steve.
the people who I see using their phones while driving, are older people.
Yeah.
Can you confirm that?
No.
Well,
I don't really pay attention to other people.
well, no, like I'll be driving and I'll look at other people like that are next to us, you know, and it's always a guy who's like about my dad's age, which is like 40, 50, around that area, and he's on his phone, and I'm like, maybe it was because it was beat into us, but even though teens do drive horribly, it's just like I've noticed also. The older generations, they use their phones in weird social situations.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see too many, like, teenagers when they're hanging out with their friends on their phones. Like, on occasion it does happen, but, like, most of the time, maybe within our friend group, it's more of, like, we're speaking to each other.
Yeah.
But, like I'll be seeing, like, a dinner party across, like, the Chili's or wherever, and it's a bunch of old people on their phones. I'm like,
Really?
yeah. And I don't know if it's like I feel like we've gone reverse. And I hope someone listening to this can kind of relate to what I'm saying.
I can't exactly. I've never seen such a thing. I mean, maybe I have, but like not enough times for it to like cement in my mind that this is a phenomenon.
I think it's maybe like my anger toward the older generations. Maybe that's it. Maybe I think it's my ingrown anger of like the baby boomers. Yeah. Thanks. But yeah, I don't know. What else can we speak about? But I've been kind of in a creative mood lately, and I think the summer kind of brought it on, along with other things. But I've been so bored all the time, and I think you know that too. That like where my mind has been kind of doing its own thing. It's like, oh, you should do this and that, and I have a few ideas in my in the future I hope to make. I don't know about you if you have any.
Oh yeah, I do have an idea. It's top secret. I told you already.
Yeah, we should. I don't know if we should talk about it, but I'm just saying I'm in a very creative mood.
But I would like to do that.
No, I'm just in a very creative mood, and I think maybe that has to deal with the time of year, the non-school time of year, and to anyone who's bored enough to actually listen to this, if you have that much time, maybe you can relate. I don't miss school, and I think we've talked about this. I miss the social interactions in school.
Yeah, me too.
And it's because like I'm just in my room. Like I've been taking up running now, to more of also to like prepare myself for any fight I have with Cowan, if that happens. To also like I have nothing to do with my brain, and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna run, and then my mind is set to that for like an hour, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this, because if I'm not, what am I doing? I'm in my room playing Xbox.
Exactly.
Or other things you do by yourself. But yeah, I like this. I miss this.
Yeah.
I miss talking to a microphone. And not knowing if anyone will ever hear this. Hopefully I'll have this up by the 17th.
17th?
That's dating myself. If it isn't, leave in the comments nothing, because I bet you no one's gonna comment on this.
Of this shit.
Do you wanna? Is there anything on your mind that you've been wanting to talk about?
Nope.
Not anything?
Nope.
Why do you think that is?
There's nothing to do. I've done nothing over the summer. I did play Metal Gear Solid 4 though. That was a good game. That's it.
You know what we did do? So we go to Texas. We did go to Texas.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
That was the only thing I did.
Which is like the highlight so far. And I've been trying to get out. It's not like I've been not trying to. It's just like roadblocks. Just like I think I have a title for this podcast, and I was thinking about it before we even set up everything.
What is that?
I like the idea of it being called A Cry for Help. Just like it's like, yeah, we've hit the point of boredom. Like I've plateaued on boredom. Like, you know what's also a weird occurrence in my life at the moment? Do you want to hear about it?
Sure.
My family's into podcast. Especially my mom. Which it's kind of a weird situation because I was the only one who was kind of into them. Or like pseudo into them, and then my sister got my mom into them. And now she's trying to make me go to a recording of one in the next weekend or something. And I'm very weirded out by this because she's like, oh, I like listening to the stories. I'm like, you know what? I enjoy them, but it's just kind of weird to see my mom in this modern day medium. It's like seeing like if my mom had a Snapchat. I don't know if I would feel comfortable with that.
Yeah. What was that?
I think either that was my phone.
It's probably yours. I've never heard that sound in my life.
Well, it wasn't me.
Oh.
So
Twitter apparently. I guess that was me, but I've never heard that sound in my life.
I've been using Twitter more. Is there any? I don't know, man. Do you think anyone's gonna steal our idea if you talk about it?
What?
Here for a movie.
I don't care. I'm not gonna talk about it.
You're not?
Wait, what do you mean a movie?
Or whatever you want to make. Oh no, you actually don't. Yeah, thinking about your idea, that it should be for you.
How many Chet Atkins fans we got out there? Oh fuck, I fucked it up because I was talking.
How many Chet Atkins fans? You know what? Also, something I showed my family.
What?
Was there again? My parents were like, my mom showed me a podcast to me, my sister, and my dad.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was sitting on my couch, and there's like my dad's mic, which he records music on.
Yeah.
And I kept on doing like a parody of an NPR host, and they didn't find it funny. They found it extremely aggravating, which made it such a good experience for me. So like the whole time I was like, all right, today's weather will be and I would like smack my lips like.
A sunny 72 in Miami.
Oh, look at that! I spiked the whole thing out of that, and I'm glad I did that. But yeah, and they didn't find it enjoyable, which made it a happy experience for me, to say the least.
That's nice.
Is there any anything online that's interest you, creator wise, or something maybe we can?
I like the fantasy, man.
You want to talk about that?
Thank you for introducing. I'd like to thank Critical for introducing me to two things. That is the Fantasy Man and Revelations. It's not just a game. Those are two of my absolute favorite things on the internet right now.
No, and Critical has been hitting a hot streak. And if you don't know who
yeah.
Critical is, he is a YouTuber. I forgot his name. His like actual
Charlie.
No, not his name. I mean his YouTube.
It's Penguins Zero.
Penguins
Zero.
Another. Well, you've been super into Critical. I've been into Polygon, the gaming channel, and the people behind it. Fuck me. I forgot their names now. What was their last names? Do you remember what I told them?
Their last names.
Yeah. It's a channel on Polygon if you're into it. If I have anything to recommend, it's Monster Factory by Polygon, which if you want to laugh, that's good. And also a podcast I've been listening to is My Brother and Me, which has been like a 10-year-old podcast that's been on the internet for a while, and it's like a comedy podcast / like they'll give you advice. And man, when you're on a bus to Aventura, that gives you something to laugh at.
There must be some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. Wait, I should change the lyrics. We don't want a copyright strike.
Oh, I wonder if we'll pick it up.
yeah, they'll definitely get us for that. So there must be some kind of way into here, said the Joker to Batman. There's just too much illusion. I just can't turn on my fan. Businessmen, they don't do anything. Come and dig a grave. So let us stop talking. I just skipped the whole verse. The hour's getting late. Oh. Yeah,
I don't know how
that's what Jimi Hendrix does.
I don't know how I can describe the hand motion Steven's doing right now.
He does that.
It's like a blur. Like your hand is Sonic. You know what? I don't know if I talked to you guys about this. No, we did. I was talking to Palin and you about it. Sonic has such a good. Sonic.
Don't make me fucking stop this recording.
Sonic the restaurant.
Don't make me stop this recording.
Has a perfect opportunity, and I don't know if they have. I'm actually gonna look this up. I don't know if they have, but Sonic the restaurant, the drive-in restaurant, not drive-in. What would you? A drive-through restaurant?
It's a drive-in kind of place.
It's like where you pull up in your car and then they rollerblade to you or whatever.
Well, while you look that crap up, let me show the world what Bob Dylan sounds like now.
Oh God.
It's so bad. Like, I know his voice wasn't like godly before, but it was like enjoyable. Like, it was like, it was like, oh, that's Bob Dylan. Now he's just like, he's like, this is baby singing business, very pretty people thinking that they all got it made. Exchanging all messages with you better take a diamond ring. You better phone it, baby. Oh no, you found something. Oh shit.
So,
you better phone it, baby.
While looking for
Pony, baby.
if they ever have, I found a site called shroomery.org that has a very nice forum. It's probably the most like
forums,
early 2000 forum ever. So this is written by Everlong, King of the Neckbeards, with an Illuminati symbol as his avatar. So today, while I was preparing myself a chili cheese dog and hot dogs, while I was preparing myself a chili cheese hot dog, I started to think back to my childhood when I remember Sonic the Hedgehog like loving chili dogs. So that got me thinking, isn't there a fast food hot dog joint called Sonic? So I looked up both, and it seems they have no connection at all. Obvious. Just saying. And then you have the aliens meme, the guy that goes like, yeah. Okay. So it was just. Okay, I guess like. Either way, so it doesn't have any history together. But doesn't Sonic the Restaurant. Doesn't Sonic the Restaurant have a perfect chance to have a crossover for like maybe a kid's meal?
No.
Yes, it does.
No.
Dude, Sonic the character, speed of sound, faster than the speed of sound, has places to go. And think about it. You're driving in. You have a place to go. Your food comes as fast
I just
as
don't
the
want
speed
this
of
to happen
sound.
because
Me
it
either.
will please you.
I don't. I want it to happen, so I'll go to a Sonic because I haven't been to a Sonic, the restaurant. Like that will push me to the point where I'll go to a Sonic.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm just saying it's a completely valid idea, and I don't think they should throw it away with their name. Come on, it's like if you had a show called, you had a restaurant called Pokey. You're not gonna make that like. Not even a reference. Not even a reference.
Please stop.
You could get so many dumb kids to go to like, oh, I want to go to Sonic, Mom, so I can get the hedgehog chili dog.
Some kind of way out of here.
These are the.
Said Steven to Kevin. I've had too much of your bullshit. I can't get out of it. Kevin sits there holding my guitar. Plays the E chord out of key for me. And that makes no sense in this song, I guess, even though it's kind of what.
Yeah, that's E chord. What are other things that have been on my mind, other than dumb food crossovers?
This is what the summer has done to you. This is what you think about now.
No, and I was gonna bring it up before you said you want to make a little song. This is what summer, like the summer boredom does to you. It kind of makes you think about dumb things that you really didn't have time to think about because you're too busy worrying about algebra, or whatever math you're in. I feel so lost. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a lost feeling.
Right.
Like the show. Wow. What a amazing crossover. No? I'm gonna cut that joke out. Probably gonna cut it out. That joke can die. Is there any new artists that you're interested in? Artists? Have you anything like that?
Let's see. Well, I did discover Bob Dylan performing like a Rolling Stone in 1995 or 6, I think it was, on MTV Unplugged. This is people drinking, sick people drinking, got it made, shit like that. So that was nice. Did I discover anyone new? No. There's my boy Joel Patterson, who's I think he's in Chicago or something. My boy Joel. I don't know Joel, but he does some interesting, very 50s-esque stuff that reminds me of Chet Atkins and Les Paul. So that's nice. So whatever. I mean, that's a good guy. I don't know if you're into that shit. Other than that, no, I haven't discovered anything. I mean,
I'm just trying to start a conversation because that you can't even finish. You're saying all right, but you're not saying anything. I'm not gonna do this now. You can keep that in the background. But I've been seeing
fuck.
I've been thinking about movies a lot lately, and I got to see Spider-Man: Homecoming and also Baby Driver as recent. And I've noticed at least in my music that the soundtracks of not Spider-Man more if anything, but Baby Driver has kind of infected my music feed
right.
in a good way. And also I've been thinking about La La Land when it comes to like I have a growing interest in piano and learning it.
Same. Oh yeah, shout out to Tom Lehrer. You're 89.
If you ever hear this, Tom Lehrer,
You're not gonna.
you're not going to. We're gonna send it to you though. We're gonna @ him on Twitter.
Oh hell yeah.
I wish he had Twitter. But I've noticed like movies and movie soundtracks have started infecting my music taste, and I don't know how to feel about that. Which cause it's in reference to certain things. Like I can't listen to a Baby Driver song while doing something very mundane. Like I can't listen to Baby Driver soundtrack while I'm just trying to fall asleep or trying to like focus on something. It's only when I'm running or like I'm driving. Have you ever had that feeling?
No.
No. I think I've been having a lot of feelings as of late.
This is my feeling.
God damn it.
You finish a conversation that you can't even start. You're not talking, but you're saying something. When I have something to say, I say it. Say something twice. Why say it once? Say eggs, legs. There you go.
Alright, how's the job search? The job
My
search.
job search?
Yeah.
No.
No. The answer is no. I comply with that answer. I've been trying to get a job for like the last 2 weeks, and it's been kind of a dying trade. I tried to. I'm not gonna name it. I tried to call the place I applied to last night.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
The guy on the phone was like, "We're not accepting anyone." But I was like, on the website, and he hung up on me. So I don't think he was that much having of a conversation at that time.
Evidently.
But like, I don't know. I need to start applying at like Publix. Publix is a very big corporation, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, I need to get my life together a tiny bit. Get a job along those lines. Is there anything? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I need a job.
Why for?
What?
Why for?
Because I need money.
Exactly. It's the way the world goes round. I was thinking way ahead about my first paycheck and what I'm going to use it on, which is very dumb because I don't have a job yet, but my mind has been kind of floating. I was like, okay, first paycheck, which is I don't know how much.
Why do you have like I need to use my first paycheck on something?
Oh, I felt like if I get a job, I'm using my first paycheck like
Okay, that's it.
on something for me. I was like,
Okay.
I know it's kind of like a dumb thing, but people do it. And I was like, if it's enough, like, first I was like a DSLR camera, just like,
Yeah.
but that costs. I'm probably not gonna have that much. There's no way. So I was like, either a bunch of video games, or like a record player or something. Like I need to like use it. I need to be like, all right, I have this. Here's the money now, and kind of like use it all.
Yeah.
And also, my father threatened me to make me work at his working establishment, which is probably the worst feeling you could ever have, because he hates that place. I'm like, you want me to work?
He hates that place.
Yeah, and I'm like, you want me to work there even though you hate it? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, come on, man. That doesn't make no sense. That don't make no sense. You know what's also been, because you're just playing music. You know what's influenced me a lot to want to play piano other than La La Land?
What?
There's a person on my Snapchat who's currently in Israel, and she's always posting people playing piano, and I'm like, man, I want to play piano, because like he'll be playing like, I don't know, something. I'll be like, man, that's a beautiful instrument. I need to get that together. I don't know how quickly I can learn it though, because I've been kind of.
I know that's a different world than guitar.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
in the sense that like it's better to learn. I don't know too much about this. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I think it's better to learn how to read music when you're playing good piano, something which I have zero idea how to do. So that's lovely. So that does not help me learn the piano because I don't know how the fuck to read music.
Well, you picked up guitar by yourself, so I mean, like, you'll probably be really good.
But
at
piano's a lot different, though.
Yeah, I know, but like, I've had a hard time picking this up. So I think if we started playing piano at the same time, you would get it before me. I would put money on that. If we put about the same amount of hours practicing,
like, yes, okay, I'd learn it quicker, but I'm saying like to a degree, all right.
Of course.
Like in the beginning, maybe, because I'd be like, oh, I know what an A is, I know what an E is, I know all these different keys and stuff, but like, it's still different, because it would reach the point, like if I didn't learn how to read music in this process, right? Like, it would be much more difficult, and eventually it would reach a point where you'd start surpassing me if you did learn how to read music, because I would not know what the fuck I'm doing.
And there was like, I don't know where I heard this, and I don't know why, it's off some YouTube video, but I heard it was like a study where there's people who are learning piano on a piano and people learning piano while playing in the air.
What?
While playing like an imaginary piano.
Okay.
All right. And you like, in the beginning they both learned at the same rate. So I was thinking,
I don't understand how.
I don't know. I don't get it either.
How are you supposed to give yourself a
you're supposed to imagine the
learning
keyboard
regiment where you imagine the keyboard?
You imagine the keyboard, right? And you're like,
what if you don't remember what it looks like?
Okay, I don't know how they made it, but a group of people were playing.
Do you have a visual, or are you just looking at nothing?
I think you're like imaginarily, like you're learning like the spacing of the fingers and stuff, probably.
Okay.
Right? In the beginning, they were learning at the same rate, but after a while, the people who had the piano got better, obviously.
Okay.
But I was thinking, if this study is true, I could just imagine playing piano if I knew how to, like, and I would be decently better while getting on there. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't think that's
Have
gonna
fun with that.
I'm not gonna do that because I do have a MIDI keyboard, which I can play any instrument on.
Fuck.
How long have we been recording? 30 minutes ish.
36, almost 37, just about 37.
We can wrap it up soon, but I'm glad we kind of started talking all about something.
Oh yeah, when we went to the Shook the other day, we went to the flea market in this local area. Not exactly, it's not like right, never mind, it doesn't matter.
We went to a flea market.
We went to a flea market. Fuck. So I bought some reel-to-reel tapes of that are like 50 years old. Of this woman, I don't know who the fuck she is. Originally, I just bought it for the tape originally, but then I was like, oh, what's on this? So I'm not gonna go into depth on the technicalities of the troubles that I ran into trying to play this tape, because it's too, it's too much.
You should be speaking a little louder.
What?
It's like when you speak it, like look at the beginning. That's how loud.
So I need to speak in the.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I need to speak louder. Anyways, well, yeah, I won't dive too deep into that. But anyways, I had a problem playing it. I had to adapt my own thing. Long story. But in the end, so I have these 3 tapes, right? And I'm pretty sure they're all the same woman. And it's this chick from like late 50s, I'd imagine, or to early 60s. And she's playing, I mean, she's singing like
She's playing her
big
voice.
band kind of stuff, you know? Shit. And I have a copy of The Master, apparently. And so I have that, right? So that's interesting that exists. Then I have this other tape, which is of a radio broadcast from 1973, which is her again. And I don't what were they talking about? They were talking about
they were talking
about wife swapping or something.
Oh no,
right?
they were talking about like swinging.
Yeah.
Because it was the 70s, and they're like, oh, you know, love movement or whatever.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
It's a very interesting. It's also like the viewpoints people brought up.
Yeah.
Like you forget how did people thought differently in the past. Like I brought up like I don't know, I don't remember, but it was just like it's like when you listen to old TV and they bring up like something like let's say a little bit misogynistic or something. It's like or something. And you're like, oh wow, that was like very normal back then.
Yeah.
To think that way.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So there was that. So she was like interviewing people about that. And then the last one I got, because I got 3 tapes, is I would assume that she's dictating these. I'm not really sure. But anyways, they're radio like commercials basically. One for TWA, the airline. One for RCA, the record company and make radios and stuff. And a bunch of other stuff that I didn't even get to listen to. So, but this tape runs at twice the speed
Oh my
of
god.
what I
I
can
forgot that.
of what I can play. So, because of that, I can't really play it properly unless I record it and double the speed in the end. So, which I might do at some point just for the hell of it. But anyways, it's interesting that this exists. So, I have 3 of these tapes now.
At the same flea market, I got a. What else did I get?
Oh, wait, before you continue. Yeah, the only thing I got that day was Scotch tape. I got reel-to-reel Scotch tape, and I got literal Scotch tape, like
A
just
12-pack.
tape. Yeah, no, it was a 5-pack.
Oh, a 5-pack.
Yeah, it
Either
was a
way,
5-pack
still.
of tape. It was $2. It was a good deal.
It was a good deal, and there's something about that. That flea market had a lot of problems for me that
Really?
day. You remember, like
the inside,
dude,
gave me
the whole time I was like, my brain's dying. But I got a hand tripod,
Yeah.
I guess like a really bad Gorilla tripod, if you know what I'm talking about, like it's bendable or whatever. And I tried to use that yesterday or like a few days ago to record. It just didn't work. Like I put my
Why?
phone.
Because it would fall.
Yeah, it was too heavy. So
You know
it
what
just,
the problem is?
What?
That I noticed that could if they would have designed it differently, it would have worked. It's that screw that you tighten, the balls inside
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah, if you the thing is that screw only tightens to a certain point and then it just stops. So you can't tighten it past that point, and it can't hold it because you can't tighten it past that point.
So it's like
So if you could, it would work better, I would think.
it's like
Because then it would pull the pieces together and then hold it
but
better.
it was like it fell really slowly. So it's kind of like
So it was
when
a nice
it's like
shot.
imagine like a weight on like a palm tree and it's slowly bringing it down.
Yeah.
It's exactly like a really slow falling thing, and it
That's
was
nice.
It was hilarious. What else did I get? I got
Got a flag.
I got an American flag. I still haven't put that up. I need I forgot to, and I was like, I'm gonna put it up today, and I got one hit, and then I put one part of it in,
Yeah.
and then my dad asked me to go eat, and I was like, all right, I'll eat, and then I forgot. So it's still hanging there.
Nice.
I also got a what did I get? I got a cassette, right?
Oh yeah, that was good.
No.
Society.
Oh, dude, that was good.
That was pretty good.
It was actually not like
Yeah,
We have-
I expected worse. It was just really what you'd expect of rap from 1994,
no, and it was like
which is what it was.
we have a running joke where it's like we would get cassettes that are like like they look like they're gonna be bad,
yeah.
and we'd play them, and usually they are, but this one was strangely not bad.
It wasn't like it was great, but it was I could listen to this.
It's like, if I heard this on the radio, I wouldn't switch it.
Yeah.
Also, if I heard that on the radio now, I wouldn't switch it either.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'd be like, wow, this is very interesting to hear
It's
now.
like I told you, they played Will Smith on the radio the other day. They played Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble on the radio. And I played it on that radio. I played it on this radio from 1969.
What else did I get that
That's
day?
great.
What else did I get that day? Oh, I got a charging cable.
Oh yeah, you're
That was
dumbass
horrible.
Charging.
It doesn't work. I was like, the guy was trying to transfer my stuff to this phone,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
had to use a cable. But remember my USB port? Oh my god, my Lightning port on my.
That's the thing. Is it the port or is it the cable? Because when I used Zax, it didn't have any problem.
I also noticed the guy tried to use his cable from my cable, the cable I got at the Shook.
Wait, what?
Okay, so the guy has a little machine that transfers everything.
Right.
So he had this one connected, and then he had the other one connected with the Shook cable, my iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't work. So I had to keep on readjusting it for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Either way, the phone was shit, and it deserves to die.
Yeah.
What, man?
I didn't understand why the cable would just not work.
I don't.
I understand if it's a shitty cable, but when it would just do that, and then your other cable was doing that, I think that was your charging port.
Hey, maybe the port.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't need it. I
Yeah.
have a bunch of Snapchats coming in of people giving me their number, so I get to put that in manually later.
So what happened when he transferred your shit?
It didn't.
It just didn't.
It couldn't, because he kept on. He doesn't know how bad it is.
Oh,
You
so,
have to have
so you got nothing back from your phone.
I got nothing back, but I have
But
all
you
my
have all
photos.
the pictures you
Off.
did yourself.
Yeah, I got all them on my computer, which I'm not gonna take them off there.
What do you mean?
I'm not gonna put them on my phone.
Oh yeah, don't.
I'm just gonna leave them
Just
there.
waste space.
But also to change the SIM card, the micro SDs are on the other side of the SIM card. It's one thing. Like, remember you're looking for where you put the micro SDs
Yeah.
and the SIM? It's one cartridge,
Oh,
which is
that's
interesting. Which is, like, also another thing that comes with Android. Going back to the first thing we talked about. Sweet.
Not all of them though. That's why I like this phone, because I was like, oh, it has an SD card. That's nice. I mean, an SD port. That's
Yeah,
nice.
so you can get, like, pretty much now, especially how quickly things are progressing. Like, I think there's a micro SD that's, like, 128 gigs. And it's,
Yeah,
like,
the max the phone supports is 256 on a SD.
per?
Hmm?
Per SD or in total?
What do you mean?
Like, per SD, like,
That you use
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, per slot, it starts 256.
per slot? You have more than one?
I have two.
You have 2 SD slots?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't. Oh, I don't know. My phone my phone has one SD card slot. but
I think mine has
it
two.
supports up to 256 for one of the slots.
Well, then either way, that's a lot of space. You can
Yeah.
like,
You could swap it out if you need to.
yeah.
But that's a ton of fucking space.
And it's a nice thing, and you have 4 gigs of RAM,
Yeah.
which is another nice thing.
Yeah.
Also, while my phone wasn't working and I didn't have a other phone, I had an emulator on my computer of an Android device.
Fun. That was fun.
That is the worst experience.
Liquid Kevin.
Liquid Kevin existed where he existed merely on the Snapchat.
If anyone understood why, well, no one's listening to this anyways, but if anyone understood why I called him Liquid Kevin, good job. You played Metal Gear Solid.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. So I think, do you want to play Melody to play this out? I think we have a nice little podcast if anyone wants to hear us ramble on for 40 minutes. 45.
Liquid!
45 minutes. ECG, ma.
BCG. Ma.
BCG.
Snake's favorite line
Wait.
is, huh.
Wait, what chord should I play? So I have, like, included.
I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah, this is really unfun.
Oh, do you want to play Weezer? No?
If you want to.
I want you to play Weezer for me.
Great.
I want you to
You're
play...
gonna have to switch the chords quickly.
Oh, no, I'm going to play one chord, and then the rest is you.
What do you mean?
I'm starting off the song.
You're in G, boy.
Alright, what should I do?
That's not G, that's E.
G is this one.
Yeah, it is.
God, this one hurts like hell. Tell me when to...
Just strum. Even though it's gonna not sound like what I'm doing. Fuck.
Oh, this is gonna sound so bad.
You were supposed to... The
I don't
chord
know.
changes like so quick. Look. Now that's a chord.
That's a
That's
change.
a chord change.
Well,
That's another one.
I'll do when the chorus starts, where you start with like that.
Oh,
Alright.
fuck. Okay.
Alright.
Oh, fuck this, man.
Alright, ready? I'm just gonna do G and then you go from there, okay?
I fucked up.
Content ID, please pick this up.
Lying on the floor.
Lying on the floor, I've come undone. If you want to destroy
Kill Liquid.
my sweater,
You're not gonna be able to because Liquid
as
is
I walk
fucking
away.
big. You know how many chances I had to kill Liquid? Jesus Christ! What? I could have
It's
done.
done. It's
I
done.
could have
At this
done
point,
it.
I'm cutting it off.